Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video on how to replace this cluster right here on a 2017 Honda CR-V. This will also work for some of the newer ones like a 18, maybe a 19, I'm not sure. The very first thing you're going to do is remove this bezel right here. It just kind of pries out. Also, before I start, you're going to need a regular screwdriver and then a Phillips head as well. So to remove this, I already took this off, but you would just pry here and here and here and here. And then you'll also have to take the steering wheel bezel off. To do that, you just release this hook, you put it down. And then if you move the steering wheel ever so slightly, right there where you see that screw, right here, there's gonna be like a little point to pry up. Then you move the wheel to the other side. And then right here, this is what you wanna get, is this thing right here. So you pry that up, you take it out. It's a little harder with one hand. All right, now you have access. So if we look, there's two screws holding it here, one here, and then one here. And then the two hard screws are hidden in here. There's gonna be one hidden kind of right there where that silver dot is at. And then there's gonna be another one here. So now, in order to remove it, we're gonna start from left to right. So here, we're gonna remove this kick panel here. We're gonna remove this. There's a little screw hidden under here. And we're also gonna remove this here on the bottom. So the first thing we'll do, you just pop this right out. And you might wanna use like a plastic cover just so it doesn't scratch. I just use these screwdrivers. The first thing is going to be this screw here that you take out. There we go. And I just set it right here. Now that we got this little plastic piece off, the next thing is just going to be you just pop this out. Okay. And now we have a screw right here we got to take out. Right. Next, once that screw is out, we're going to pop out this panel here. So it's super easy. You just put in your screwdriver or whatever you'd like. Just pry it open like so. You just get it down. Kind of got to wiggle it a little bit. And then here on the bottom, you grab it and you just push it. That should pull out. There's going to be two cables here you're going to take out. One and two. And then just following here along the bottom, the air is just going to pull on it. We're just gonna pull right here as well. We're just gonna pull, and then here on the top, and the same thing. You're gonna put in your screwdriver. You're just gonna pry. It'll come falling down just like so. Once that's done, there's gonna be two screws right here, 1 and 2, that you gotta take out. I messed up. You don't have to take out these screws because the part we need is right over here. And then the other part we need is going to be here. Now that we got the left side taken care of, we're going to go on towards the right side over here. So what you're going to do, you just got to kind of move this thing out the way, and it just pries out. So you just grab your hand in here. I'm just pushing on this kind of outwards. Now that you got that out of the way, the next thing we're gonna do is focus on the right side. So now that that's out the way, now we gotta go in towards the right side. So we're gonna have to take off this, just to get to this screw here. And the reason why we have to do all of that is because of that one hidden screw right in there. So the first thing to do to get this out, you just pry it out. So you stick your hand in here and you pry. There we go. And then there's going to be a cable right there. You can just kind of wiggle this out the way. And then right there, you disconnect that cable. You see that clip? So we're going to try to do this with one hand the best we can. Just grab that little clip. There we go. Get it out. You do it. A lot of people, they move the stick shift to make it easier. At this point, I don't anymore. It's just one connector. Now, we gotta take out this screw right there, that black one, and then this screw right there, that black one as well. and then we'll take the radio out. Once you get those 2 screws out, the radio, it just pops out. It has clips, so you just kind of got to grab it here in the corner and then just pry. And then on the other one, just pry until it comes out. There we go. And then here, the same thing. You gotta be careful with it because it's an expensive radio. And then we just gotta lift it out the way. You don't have to take the radio out. The only thing we need is for this to be accessible so that we can pry this out. So now that the radio is out of there, we're just gonna pry. There we go. And now that that's out, we just gotta move it a tiny little bit. We just gotta move. You also don't have to take this out. You just have to move it out the way for that one little screw right there, if you can see it. For that one screw right there. All right, now that you got the radio out the way, you got this out the way, the next thing is this plastic piece right here. Super easy. It just pops right out like a clip. Cut off to the side. All right, now we should have access to the 4 screws. So we have our first screw right there. Our second screw is in there. And then we have 1 screw up here and 1 screw up there. And then you just take out the 4 screws. I want to point out, whenever you're taking these screws out, it's really good if you use a magnetic tip screwdriver because they're really, really in there. And if they fall, you don't want them be grabbing them. So this way, if you use a magnetic one, it just comes out just like that and it doesn't fall. This is just a cheap one from Husky. I think it was like a pack of 20 of these was like, or a pack of like 10 of these was like $20. So yeah, highly recommend that. I'm gonna grab this screw, and then there's 1 more over there. Once you have all of the screws out, it's really just as easy as grabbing it, and then you just gotta maneuver it on out. With one hand, it's a lot harder, but you just wiggle it out of there. And then there's gonna be a connector right here. You just press on this clip, and you get it out. And then there's also gonna be a connector here on the side, and I'll show them to you in just a second. Okay, so this is the cluster. So there's 1 connector right here, and then there's another connector that goes right in here. This is the harder one of the 2 to take out, I think. And then they look just like this. So on this one, it's super easy. You just press this clip in and pull it out just like a normal cable. This one, I feel like, is the harder one. It's gonna look like this. You push on this pin right here like so, and you pull it out. And that's it. And to put it back together, it's pretty much every step, just backwards. And yeah, good luck.